Hello friends, this is Manish Chauhan from jagoinvestor.com. Yesterday I asked the question that if you want to learn about options. So I'm making this video and I'm not going too much into details or technicalities. This video is just to make you understand the concept of options so that you understand what is options. Okay, that's all. So let's take an example, and for those who don't know, you must have heard about future and options or FNO, right? So we are talking about the O part, options. So let's come out of the stock market and let's take some real life example. So let's say, for example, you want to buy mangoes, 1 kg mangoes, and you go to the fruit seller and ask him the price, and he tells you that the price is 100 rupees a kg, right? At this moment, just think, you have an option to buy, right? There's an option to you. You have that power. You either exercise it or you don't exercise it, right? You can walk away if you want, if you don't like it. So you tell the fruit seller that, okay, I want to come after a month and then I want to do the same thing, if I can buy at 100 or not. But the problem is that after a month, what will be the price? He doesn't know, right? He doesn't know, you also don't know. So let's say he says that, okay, he takes a piece of paper, he writes it, contract, buy mangoes at 100 rupees. This is the contract name. And he tells that, he writes that if you come after a month, if any person holding this contract comes to me after a month, and they have the right to buy at 100 rupees. So it is a right to buy. It's not a compulsion to buy. Understand? There's no compulsion. If you don't want, don't buy. If you want to buy, buy. So if it makes sense price wise, you will buy it. Otherwise, you will just let it go, right? And because he's giving you this contract, he will charge some premium on it, right? Because why will he give it for free? So let's say, for example, he charges 20 rupees for this whole thing. So you pay 20 rupees, you take this paper, and now it has become a product, right? It's a tradable product. Its pricing will change up and down for the whole month, right? Depending on the market, how the market news are coming and how much time is left and all those things. Now, let's say after a month, the price of the mango is 150 rupees for example. Now, what will you do? You will obviously come back, buy the mangoes, right? Because in the market it is 150 rupees, but you have the special power, special right to buy it at 100 rupees. So you will exercise your option. It is called as exercising the option contract, right? If you want to go for it. So the market price is 150 and the strike price is 100 rupees. The strike price is the right at which you can buy the product, okay? And the premium which you have paid originally was 20 rupees, but over the time it will change, right? Now let's understand one thing. If the market price is 150 rupees and if the mango's price, you have the right to buy it 100, right? But so what you can do is you can come, you can buy the mangoes, right? And you can benefit from it. You can just go out and you go to home and eat the mangoes. So what is the profit to you? It is 50 rupees because you have saved 50 rupees, right? If you had to do this whole thing in the market, you go to the market, pay 150 rupees, come back home, eat the mangoes, you spend 150 rupees. But here you have just spent 100 rupees, you have saved 50 rupees. And this is the price, new price of the contract. So the worth of your contract, option contract, is 50 rupees. How? Because let's say you don't want to eat the mangoes, you just want to trade it. Your real intention was never to take the delivery of the mangoes and then you want to go to the market and sell. You don't want to do all this. You just are interested in the difference of the prices. So you go to the person, you tell him, see, I can buy the mangoes at 100 and then walk away in the market, sell it at 100. I'll make 50 rupees, right? So just pay me the difference now. Right? Because you will also incur the loss of 50 rupees. Just pay me that and that's all. This whole thing is done. So from 20 rupees, that contract price will actually go up and end at 50 rupees on that last day, right? This is how it happens in the stock market also. So, okay, let's stay in the same example for some more time. What happens if the mango price is 50 rupees? Will you go and exercise your option? You will say, no, it does not make sense. Why will I go and buy the mangoes at 100 rupees only to sell it at 50 rupees? It will be loss of 50 rupees. I just don't want to exercise my option. So your loss is only limited to what you have paid for the contract. So your maximum loss which can happen is 20 rupees, the amount you have paid. But the maximum loss for the other party can be unlimited. What if the price of the mangoes was 1 lakh rupees for some reason, just imaginary reason? You have the right to buy it, but he has a compulsion to sell it to you if you exercise your option. So technically, if it went from 100 rupees a kg to 1 lakh rupees kg, you can happily go and say, here is my contract, you've written it, I'm exercising my option, I'm buying at 100 rupees, and now I will sell it at 1 lakh rupees, right? So the difference is your, so the limit of the loss for the person who is buying the contract is limited to the premium which he has paid, and for the other parties it is unlimited. Understand this part, okay? But then you can lose everything. What happens if the price is 50 rupees, the same example, if it is 50 rupees, then this whole contract is worthless, right? It is zero. So the moment, so just let's go back. So you bought the contract for 20 rupees, right? And you have 30 days left, right? From 100, let's say the prices went to 120. What will happen to the price of this contract? It will go to, let's say, 35, because it has become more valuable. Then in the market, after a few days, the prices come down to again 100 rupees. So the price of the contract will again go back to 20. Do you think that? No, it will be somewhere around 18, 90 rupees or 17 rupees. Why? Because now you have less time left, right? So time also matters. Now from 100 it goes to 80 rupees, and now there is only 10 days left. So now there is a very less chance, right, that the prices will be above 100 rupees. So the contract is becoming worthless day by day, right? So its price will be somewhere around 3 rupees or 4 rupees, because there is very less chance that it will go above 100 rupees, right? And now it is just 2 days left, for example, and then it is just 2 days left, and the prices of the mango in the market is 60 rupees. Now it is technically the price of the contract, this whole options is like worthless, but it will not be zero, because still you have very small chance that, you know, maybe something happens and suddenly the prices shoot up. So it will be like 1 rupee 50 paisa or something, but deep down you know that, you know, it's gone. You can either sell it in the market if some other person is ready to buy, or you will just hold it. And the moment that day comes, the final day comes, and the price is 50 rupees or 60 or 80, if it is below 100, it is like a worthless option, right? And you will say, okay, I'm not exercising my option, gone. You face this loss. And this is called as call option, because it is giving you right to buy the product. In the same way, there is a put option which gives you a right to sell. So now imagine yourself as a mango seller, and there is a mandi there, the market is there where you can sell, and then you buy a put option. So you have a mango tree and there are mangoes, and you want to sell in the market, but you don't know that, you know, anything can happen to the price. So you want to reserve your price in a way. So if you buy a put option for 100 rupees, it gives you a right to sell the mangoes at 100 rupees. That is what it is. So if the market price is at 60, you benefit, right? Because now you go in the market and sell the product at 100, whatever was the contract, and then you have technically made a profit of 40 rupees. If the market price is much higher, you will say, okay, I'm not exercising my option, because anyway directly I can go and sell my product at 140, 150, 120, whatever it is, right? So I hope you understood the difference between a call option and a put option. And let's come back to the stock market and talk for 2 more minutes. So let's say there is a stock, let's take an example of Reliance. I don't know what is the price of Reliance at the moment, but let's say it is 1000 rupees for an example, okay? And there are different call options and different put options in the market. So Reliance is at 1000 right now, and let's say there is a call option called as Reliance 1100, right? So what it means is, if you buy this, you technically have a right to buy it at 1100, okay? And let's say you bought it for, let's say 10 rupees, for example. Why it is so cheap? Because within a month, will it cross 1100? It's a very improbable event, very less probability. So it's a cheaper product, right? If you buy a Reliance 900, then you understand that the market price itself is 1000, and you are buying an option to which gives you right to buy at 900. So its intrinsic value itself is 100 right now, and because there is so much of time left, it will be priced somewhere around, let's say, 110 or 120, something like that, provided that the view of the market is that the price will rise. If everybody feels that no prices are going to crash from here, then it will not be 100, it will be somewhere around 80, 85, 90, because 100 is the main difference with the market, and minus 15 is for the view that it will come down. Okay, so now it is going a little into technicals, but I hope that you got the idea of what it means, right? So options are extremely risky products. It is extremely high risk, high profit product. It can actually happen that you put 10,000 rupees in an option, and after an hour it doubles. That happens, and that exactly happened with me also. When I started trading options many years back, this is what happened. I'll tell you my story, what happened. So I bought a option. That was my first option. Okay, I bought a call option. I paid some 2,500 rupees for that. I went for lunch, okay, in my office. Once I came back, it had doubled. So I sold it immediately for 5,000 rupees. I made 2,500 within an hour. But that is the positive side. Okay, there are many negative stories. I made a lot of losses also, and eventually I just went out of it because I understood that it is extremely risky thing. I eventually made a loss only over 1.5 years. So don't get into it without understanding what it is. It's a very risky product. The chances of making huge profits are there, no doubt. Maybe you will also make once or twice, you may make a good profit once, twice, thrice, but then you will make huge losses also. Okay, so if you're buying the option, you are on this side where you are buying the option. On the other side, there are call writers, okay, sellers, and in the market it has been seen that over time the sellers make the money. Yeah, maybe 2, 3, 5, 10 people, 100 people also make money in buying the option, but eventually it is seen that writing a call option or put option is much more profitable over a longer time. So this is just a disclaimer and a little warning. Don't get into it without understanding it. So thanks a lot. If you have any questions, do let me know in the group or in the comment section, and I'll try to answer whatever I know. Thank you. Bye.